Hey guys, welcome to another Wiim Audio Streamer X DAC Project. This is the Wiim Mini. We have been living with this guy for a couple of weeks, and this is a part 2 follow-up video to tell you what we really think about this Wiim Mini. It's a pretty small unit as compared to the new Aries 12 or the Aries 2 or Annual. It is a pretty tiny one, just a size about less than 10 cm diameter. The depth is about less than 1 inch and it is made of plastic. It's pretty light, but in my opinion, it is a pretty powerful streamer. If you are new to streaming, this may be the solution for you. Right, these units come with auxiliary input, aux out, a Type-C USB connector for the power, and most importantly, an optical output that it claims to be bit perfect. Okay, personally, I've been using this for a week, but my colleague Vincent, he has been using this on and off for at least past 3 weeks, and this is what we think. Before diving into the details, let me just connect this Wiim Mini to the Aries 12 DAC. The package doesn't come with an adapter. You may use your smartphone adapter to power up this guy. All along, we have been using this LHY Audio BATT battery power supply. So this power supply outputs 5 volt and it can use to power up this Wiim Mini. But you may ask, Wiim Mini only costs about Singapore dollars $130, and this power supply costs slightly higher than this Wiim Mini. Is it worthwhile to invest in a linear power supply or a battery power supply to power up this Wiim Mini? That I'll leave it to you. You may not need to have this high quality linear power supply from LHY Audio. You may use your power bank to power up this guy. So power bank gives you DC output. Whether it is better or worse than this audiophile linear power supply, again, I'll leave it to you. But in our setup, we have been using this LHY Audio BATT1 to power up the Wiim Mini. Connection-wise, it's pretty simple. Use a supply USB cable. It's a USB Type A and USB-C connector. Connect this to your charger or your power bank or the LHY Audio BATT1 and connect this to the Wiim Mini, just like that. And we'll be interested in the optical output. So the optical output, you may use an optical cable. This is a third-party one, but the package also comes with an optical cable that you may use it to connect this optical output to the external DAC. The external DAC that we are showing today is a new Aries 12, but it will be the same for the Aries 2 or the Annual. Annual is a rebatch of the Aries 2. It is the same as the Aries 2 inside out, except for the name. Okay, optical output from the Wiim Mini will go to the optical input of the Aries 12. You will hear a click sound and we are good to go. Oh, just for information, I changed the screw to a gold-plated one because I'm sort of an aesthetic guy. I like my stuff to look good, and that's why I changed the screw of this Aries 12 to a golden colors one. Connect the XLR output of the Aries 12 to the preamp as well as the power cord to supply the power to the DAC. Right, before I forget, I should turn on the DAC, but the right turning on procedure for equipment has always been from the upstream to the downstream. So I would recommend to turn on the Wiim Mini by flipping this switch here. The LHY Audio BAT1 will power up this Wiim Mini in no time. As the power is sending to this Wiim Mini, you will notice there's this white color LED flashing here. After a couple of seconds later, it will turn flashing green. I think it is to tell us that it is starting up. Afterwards, it will stay white color LED still, and it is ready to play music. If this is the first time you are setting this up, you need to download an application on the Play Store for Android or on the I'm a transition iPhone Android to iPhone guy, so I'm still not used to the term for Apple. I think in Apple it's called App Store. For Android it is called Play Store. Right. Okay, so Wiim Mini is on, and let me just turn on the Aries 12. We are using the optical input for this Aries 12, and we should select Aries 12 input to optical input. Once the optical input is selected, the optical LED will turn on, and you will see this in this direction, but not from this direction. I can't see the LED. I need to bend my head. The optical LED. No, it's not on. Did I turn on the unit? Sorry, I did not. Okay, turn on the DAC. The standby LED will on. Turn on the DAC by pressing the standby LED once, and select optical input. Right, it is already selected. Okay, if this is the first time you are setting up this Wiim Mini streamer, you need to download the app from the application store that available on your smartphone or tablet. So it supports this tablet and smartphone as well. I tried it on a MacBook Pro. The app is not supported, so you can only use a smartphone or tablet to control this Wiim Mini. So the good thing is now you have a distributed setup where you do not need to connect this tablet or smartphone USB output to the Aries 12 or the external DAC. And this guy can turn your DAC into a wireless DAC or a network streamer in a pretty nice combination. Okay, this is the app from Wiim Mini. Let me just exit this and do it once again. So once you have downloaded this Wiim Mini, there's this Wiim home icon appear here. This is the application. Hit on it once, it will start searching the device on the same network, and once it is found, it will display the Wiim Mini connected to this tablet. And you can rename this Wiim Mini device to the name that is suitable for your needs. So we have renamed this Wiim Mini to Wiimshine Audio. Just in case you have multiple units at your home, you can rename it to Living Hall, Room 1, Room 2, Kitchen, or even Toilet, just in case you want to stream music in toilet. Okay, this guy supports a lot of streaming services, ranging from Amazon Music, BBC Radio, Deezer, Napster, Pandora, Cobus, Spotify, Tidal, VTuner, I like this a lot, and the TuneIn, I like this a lot as well, and Amazon Alexa. So in case any of these streaming services is of interest to you, I think the Wiim Mini is really a good one. I like the responsive of the app on this tablet as well as on the smartphone, which is recording the video right now. I'm using a Samsung smartphone. I've been using the tablet and the smartphone to control the Wiim Mini. The app is really good. It is very responsive. Every time I turn on the Wiim Mini, the app detects the Wiim Mini right away. Whenever I hit on the play button, it plays right away. There's no glitch that I have, or there's no lag per se that I have experienced in some other streamer. So I think software-wise, this guy is good. Most interesting thing is this guy comes with some setting that allows you to have this bit perfect setting. I think the trick that Wiim Mini does is allow you to set the maximum sampling rate output of this optical output. Be it, let me see, be it, hang on a second, it's in the audio setting. There's this SPDIF streaming quality that you can choose 44.1 kHz, 48 kHz, 96 kHz, or 192 kHz. So this is the maximum sampling rate output that you can set on this Wiim Mini streamer to the DAC. In the event of if the DAC supports 24-bit 192 kHz output, it is highly recommended to set this Wiim Mini to the maximum sampling rate output, so that whenever it plays high-res music on the streaming services that you use, the Wiim Mini will output this maximum sampling rate or the native bit perfect sampling rate to the external DAC. In this case, the Aries 12 supports 192 kHz over the optical input. I have set this to 192 kHz output, and there's this test tone that you can do when setting this bit perfect from this Wiim Mini app. Here on the play test audio button, you will play some tone and you will hear this from your loudspeaker. So it's a track that Wiim Mini allows you to test the compatibility of this maximum output sampling rate of the Wiim Mini with your DAC. And you will also notice that when the 192 kHz is playing, 48K and 4X LED on the Aries 12 should light up. Again, I have to bend my head to see the sampling rate. 4X and 48 kHz light up. So this is the maximum sampling rate that Wiim Mini and the DAC Aries 12 is compatible with. Set this on the app itself, and this setting will be remembered in this Wiim Mini. The next time you power it up, the setting will be remembered, so you don't have to set it again. Now the interesting part is, if you play music track that is in 16-bit 44.1 kHz, the Wiim Mini will play in its native sampling rate, in its so-called bit perfect. But of course, this is not verified. Wiim Mini claimed that it is bit perfect, as it will not do the upsampling despite the setting of the maximum sampling rate of its optical output. So again, if you play 48 kHz, 96 kHz or 192 kHz music track using your streaming services, you will play accordingly. So that's the thing I like about this Wiim Mini. So it has this optical output that allow you to play music in its bit perfect format. Right, let me play some track from Tidal. And this is a track that my daughter asked me to play it today. Let me see. Okay. It is streaming Tidal, 16-bit 44.1 kHz. It's a kid song, birthday song. 44K1 LED on and 1X LED on. The Wiim Mini is outputting 16-bit 44.1 to the external DAC in bit perfect. Right, the reason why to play this music is today is my birthday. And I'm filming this video to tell you that what I feel about Wiim Mini. Okay, it is playing bit perfect, and I like about this streamer is the responsiveness of the application, as well as the ability to stream my favorite radio channel from this tune-in. So I like to listen to the news channel in Singapore. So most of the time when I was working on my desk, I stream the news channel 95% of the time. So this Wiim Mini really is a pretty nice touch where it allows me to stream Tidal, Spotify, as well as the radio services available in Singapore, and most of the radio channel available in the overseas as well. So if you ask me whether this is a good streamer for you or not, whether its sound quality up to the standard, I would say it is pretty amazing. At $100 in Singapore dollars, I think it is cheaper in the US. I think less than $100 US. This Wiim Mini is a great achiever. Not only it is responsive, user-friendly app, the sound quality is also pretty good when it is connected to Denafrips DAC. Denafrips DAC, FIFO buffer and reclock, all digital input. That is also to say that it is less reliant on the upstream equipment quality. If you are feeding higher quality signal to the DAC, yes, it will sound better. But whether you would want to invest heavily in the upstream equipment or not, that really depends on the quality of the deck, the quality of your rest of the equipment, whether how attentive and how revealing your system is, how attentive you listen to the music, and how revealing your system is. If you have a modest entry level or mid-end level system, Wiim Mini is a good way to transform the system into a pretty nice streaming capability solution. If you are not familiar with streaming, and if you wanted to get into streaming, this is a very good start. I highly recommend this. This will not break your bank. This allows you to have a feel of the streaming services available on the market now. And this allows you to play music over the optical output, and it can be connected to your favorite DAC. At this price, I have nothing much to complain about. The build quality is fine. It is made of plastic. It's a bit light. If you want to add some weight to it to have it more stable, you can do that. I did that with my huge footer. It is a pretty big unit that I always stack on this guy to make sure it doesn't move around, just to cure my... One of the guys said I shouldn't say OCD. To cure my OCD mindset, where I want all the equipment to be stable and will not be moving around. Sorry, I say OCD again. Okay, once again, it's a good achiever. Great performance when it is used with Denafrips DAC or any other competent DAC that has less reliance to the sound quality, to the digital output quality. But I'm not saying that the digital output quality of this guy is bad. But in my opinion, at this price, we shouldn't be complaining. It's less than 100 US dollars, and you get streaming services available on the market. You get a very responsive app on a smartphone and the tablet. I highly recommend this. Right, I'll be going off early for my birthday celebration. I hope you enjoy this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.